Elevate TV, advancing kingdom lifestyle.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you're watching us. This is Niko Otas coming to you on Elevate TV. As is always, this program has been sponsored by Next Unlimited, your industrial laboratory partner. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening we are coming to you from Ngara. Tuko hapa Mawakot in Ngara, and we are talking to one amazing gentleman who's doing matters security, or rather tracking. Unaona hiki kombe manze? Weh! Pivotcom, sema branding. This is Pivotcom company. And I'm talking to the CEO, the director, the founder, the man behind it, the brains, man. This is none other than Jonathan Musyimi. I've known this guy for quite a while. I think it's almost 20 years. It's almost 20 years all the way, and he's been consistent on matters tracking. And so today we just want to understand this business on this episode of Niko Otas. But before we get into the discussion, maybe I just want to give Jonathan an opportunity to just look at this camera over here and just introduce yourself to the viewers. They're wondering, hey, Pivotcom, wacha kwanza nikunywe kakitu kujiintroduce.
It's such a privilege to be in this station. It's an honor. My name is Jonathan Musyimi. I've been in the business for more than half a decade. It's a continuous process of learning. But basically what you provide a solution to them that have vehicles. One, they're able to do fleet management. Two, they're able to know where the vehicle is. Then three, above all, we provide security. It's like we deter theft of vehicles. So that is our speciality. And we're looking forward to have a bigger clientele because we're in the process of growing and we're still growing.
How did it dawn on you that you can be doing car tracking? Actually, let me just read here: vehicle tracking, car alarm, and fleet management.
What I did in school, I did business management. But like any other Kenyan, whatever you study in school, you go to look for a job, for work, you may not get at that. So, but I've done so many things before I began doing vehicle tracking. But I was employed as a salesperson in one of companies that are in Kenya here. That's when I learned vehicle tracking. I used to be a salesman.
For a vehicle tracking company?
Yes. That's how I was introduced into the market. And then I worked in that company for 2 years, and then I moved to another company. I had a bigger role, and then over time, I learned how to do. I learned the whole process of maybe what one needs to have in order for you to have a company running. So I just had a hands-on, as in work training.
This show is just about business and how businesses work. So somebody wants to start maybe be part of a tracking company or something. What are some of the basics that they need to understand? Are there computer packages they need to understand? Are there systems they need to learn? What are the basics?
I think from my experience, I can only say that you need to have an experience. You need to have an idea. The easiest way of one learning is having or working with a company that does tracking, because you're able to position yourself in the market, because you're trying to look at the gaps that maybe the company that you're working for have, so that when you come into the market, you don't because any business you must fill a gap in the business, because our main response is to serve our clients. So any time that you're trying to open any business, despite even if it is not tracking, but you're not trying to fill a gap within the market. So you may have a company that, yes, you're registered, but yet you don't know the gap that you want to fill in the market. So the ideal thing that I think I can really advise anybody, have an interest of the business itself. Don't look at the margin, because some of us who really want to look at the margins, but you need to deliver to the client, because if you're not giving solution to the client, nobody will consider you. Nobody will consider you in the next 5 years. Maybe you'll be active for the first 1 year, and maybe after the first 1 year, you kind of close doors.
What are some of the key things that you deal with on a day-to-day basis? Like now, Jonathan, I'm in a job. What is ideal 8 to say maybe 5? What is it that we are doing in the course of the day at Pivotcom?
Our main maybe activities within the day basically involves a lot of calls.
Calls.
Yeah, calls are so many. But before you go to a place of getting more calls, you must have a clientele, because most of us, we partner with financial institutions. That's where our main business comes from. So because we are trying to fill a gap in the market whereby people want to give money to clients, but the clients are giving their vehicles as a security. Because most financial institutions do not have a relationship with the clients. So they may insist, one, they install their vehicle tracking so they're able to access the vehicle at any given time. So that is our main business. But before you reach there, you must have done good marketing over time. So I think for us, the biggest work is maybe organizing installation and looking forward to solving people's problem.
What does installation look like?
Installation is very simple. We have a hardware, a gadget. Every model of vehicle has its own dynamics. There are those vehicles that if you try to tamper with the electrical, it will have an effect on overall system, how it works. But I think what we try to do, we have competent technicians that we work with. They have studied electrical wiring, automobile electrical, so they know how every vehicle functions. So one, we have to have a competent technician. Two, be able to install the hardware into the vehicle. And then three, there's what we call the software. Software is what most clientele interact with, the applications or the computer link they will give them to able to manage their vehicle. So most of them, they don't know about the hardware. So if the hardware has a problem, they may not have an idea.
They only know the software.
They only know the software. So they don't get to interact with the hardware. They only get to interact with the software. So if you have a good software, they will really get value for their money. You may have a good hardware but a bad software. So we endeavor to give our clients the best software so that they're able to interact. One, able to know the location of the vehicle, where the vehicle has been, and maybe above all, they're able to know the kilometer that the vehicle has covered. Yes.
Wow. So installation has two components.
Yes.
The hardware and the software.
And the software.
And the clients mostly interacts with the software.
Yes, yes.
They may have the hardware, but
they have no idea.
They don't know how it looks like. Neither here nor there.
They don't know how it looks like.
Wow.
Yes,
wow.
Yes.
Before we go on a break, because we're about to go on a short break, how many people have you employed in this business?
So far, I have 4 permanent people.
4?
Yes, and then we have what we call casuals.
Casuals?
Yes, yes.
Explain to us how this system works.
Casuals is like you have partnered with people from other towns. Like I have somebody maybe in Nakuru, that is situated in Nakuru, that when I have maybe I have a client in Nakuru, I'm able to call on them and they work with us. Yes. So we form partnership to cut cost.
To cut cost.
Yes, yes.
So it's a hybrid sort of engagement.
Yes, yes, yes.
And maybe for someone to work with your company, must they have done? Now, is this software engineering or
No.
is it security analysis? I don't know. What is it?
What we need is passion.
Passion.
Because if you have somebody that has passion, they can be taught anything. Because if you have somebody that has studied, has a good degree, has a PhD, but they are not willing to learn, I think for me the attitude is the attitude of willing to learn.
Attitude is
everything. I think for me that is key.
Wow.
If you have an attitude of willing to learn, you learn anything. You can even be a doctor.
And you're doing tracking.
Yes, yes.
Dr. Otas.
Yes, yes.
Chief tracker.
So the issue is the attitude to learn.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Wow. We are going on a break, and I'm just trying to understand, or rather I'm asking myself, if I was to start this company today, what are the requirements in terms of licensing, in terms of maybe their body that we register with in the country, and although this one I know I will talk more on it in the second part. There's also the bit of confidentiality, because there's so much that because once you can track, you can tell so much. So how am I safe as a client, knowing that somebody else knows what is
your
happening?
Location.
Yeah. But even before we go there, what are some of the maybe legal requirements?
I think the biggest that is, first you need to have a registered company or a sole proprietorship. Then after that, you need to have a CAK license.
I see.
CAK, Communication Authority license. And then we have an association that is CASA.
CASA.
Kenya Automobile Security Association. So that is the body that regulates all of us that are in the industry.
All right.
And then after that, you need to have the normal maybe license for Kanjo, because it's a business that is working. You need also to have that as a license. But I think before you talk about the licenses, you must be working. You must have a working business.
Working?
You must have a working business. Because you may go and take the licenses. Remember, these licenses are renewable every year.
Every year. So if you're not working, you're paying for nothing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So as you pay for the licenses, make sure you're also working.
So as you pay for the licenses, make sure you're working. We are going to take a short commercial break. Remember, this program is brought to you by Nexon Limited, your industrial laboratory partner, and we must give them airtime. Otherwise, we'll be off air. So we are going to take a few minutes just to give them airtime. Then we'll be back after the short break.
Good marketing makes the company look smart. Great marketing makes the customer feel smart. Are you looking for a place to advertise your upcoming conference, church meeting, or ladies' meeting? Look no further. Elevate TV is offering you a chance to advertise from as low as 5,000 Kenyan shillings. Talk to us today. Call us on 0705 872237.
So welcome back to the second bit of the show. As I said, and as is always, and I know most of you are aware, this program is brought to you by Nexon Limited, your industrial laboratory partner. These guys are based Pale Buruburu Manze. The numbers are down on your screen. If you need all those services, just call them. I believe they are always willing and ready to sort you out on matters environmental safety. Now, back to the conversation. I'm still here with Jonathan Musyimi, the CEO of Pivotcom. I have to. You know, it's not every day that you get branded caps on set with something inside. Wacha nikunywe kwanza. Wow, indeed, every mile with me. So the slogan is every mile with you. But before we go every mile with us, Jonathan, there's a bit that we are alluding to in the first part of the show. Now, you know where I am. I mean, anytime you want to, you can just check and see, I am in Kisumu, I'm in Mombasa, you know. You can track me literally. How safe am I?
I believe you 100% safe.
How?
Because security begins with me and you.
But you can access my location because you have the gadgets at what have you.
No, I may have access, but there's what they call mutual trust. When you give somebody a responsibility to secure your car, you've extended your trust to them. So we believe in professionalism, whereby we're able to keep confidentiality. Because you may do that, okay, you may breach the confidentiality, but for how long will you operate in the market? Because I believe we are not here just to run, but we're here to make an impact in the market. So if your sole purpose is to serve your clients and to bring an impact in the market, there has to be confidentiality. And I think that is part of our core mandate, because somebody has extended their trust to us, and then there's what we call confidentiality that we have to keep to the client. Because even if I leak the information to somebody else, and then it is known that I leaked the information, that means I'll be out of the business faster than I began.
Wow.
So I think for me the key thing is to be professional.
Be professional.
If you're working with a professional, they give you professional service. But if you're working with someone that is not professional, they can do anything just for the sake of, because they have no reputation to guard. But I think in our case, we have a reputation to keep. We have character to maintain in the market. And above all, we are looking at the long haul, because I don't value one business. I value repeated business. Because when you're able to do repeat business, that means you're in business. You're serving the right people, or you're serving the needs in the society.
Wow. Are there situations where there has been a breach of trust? Maybe not with your company, or with maybe with other company under the umbrella body CASA. And what are some of the repercussions, or what are some of the actions that are normally taken just in case a trucking company breaches that trust? Because we know where people have monitored the CCTVs and have even colluded with not so good people to do some negative stuff. So under CASA and tracking, as it were, are there incidences? And if so, what are some of the repercussions that such companies have to undergo?
There is, but before we go there, there's a new security act that was brought up. That before you register any company that deals with security, you must be vetted. You must go to the CID, have the good conduct, so that you may have people of the right character in business. So that is the one, because those are requirements that before you join the CASA, you must have those requirements. You must be vetted by the CID. You must have the good conduct. So when it comes now back to the CASA, I think what is key is there's what they do yearly or monthly evaluation of how people are doing their business. And then since it's an umbrella body of all the people that are in the business, we look out, because when one person messes out or messes up, they affect the name of the whole industry. So I think what they do is they regular check on the members, and then they also check on how things are being done.
Wow. So you're saying you are each other's keeper, in other words.
Yes.
So if company A does something, it will affect Pivotcom.
Yes.
And essentially, do we have, like, let's say if you breach this, you have 10-year jail. If you do this, maybe you are fined 1 million. Do we have such like statutes or such like things?
But I think the issue is the control measure.
Control.
Yeah, because we look at a situation whereby we're trying to prevent before it happens.
Prevention.
Before it happens, we try to prevent. But I think what is key is also, because we are all under the umbrella, give us regulation. But above all, what we are trying to do, because everybody is a member, and everybody has like kind of equal rights, because you usually pay annual fee, so that you can say these are our members. This is what is happening.
Okay. Wow. If I was to look for a tracking company, why should I go for Pivotcom and not company X?
I believe reputation matters, and sometimes people may focus on maybe the cost, but I think for me, I focus on the value, because there's the value that we give to our clients, and the value that we give is we bring security in your fingertips. That means you're able to manage your systems or your vehicles, as in it is within reach. You don't have to call somebody to assist, but we only help to assist. We only give a solution whereby the client is able to have access to the vehicles. When they need to know where the vehicles, they don't have to call us. They have access to their vehicles. So even if there's a problem, even if when they're calling us, at least they have an idea what can be the problem. So we're giving access to the client.
So it's not like you're entirely with the thing. So even them, they can, from wherever they are, they can access and see whatever it is. So how is it? Do you give them SIM cards? Do you give them? Is it a software on their computer? Is it a phone you're giving them? How is it? How does it work?
What we usually give an application that
It's an
helps them
app,
to.
huh?
It's an app that is available on both App Store
And
and
Android,
Play
I
Store,
suppose. Huh?
and Play Store. So you're able to access, you download, and then we also give logins. So each client has their own logins for that. So they're able to access their car at any given time. They don't have to call the office to give us to know their location. But I think what we give advantage over other people is we believe we have a good customer care service. The after sale is on point because we don't believe in one times or one-off sale. I think that's what differentiates us in the market.
What is it that is so unique about your after sale? Because you've really like labored on that part. The after sale.
Consistency.
What is consistent about
Consistency
it?
means one,
Uh,
after doing the installation, we don't disappear.
you don't disappear.
After getting the money, we don't disappear. There is the relationship we create with the client. Yes.
So they can always call you, consult
We are open.
you, and what
We are
have you.
open. We
Ah,
are friendly people.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I believe that's what we have above other.
Above others.
Yes.
You've been here for half a decade. That is 5+ years. Just doing car tracking, fleet management, alarms, and what have you. Definitely, I'm sure it's not been all smooth sailing. What are some of the things that you've had to deal with in the industry?
I think for me is finances.
Finances.
Finances, because this is a business. Because you're in business to provide a service or a need in the market, but in the same breath, you're also getting an income from whatever you're selling. So I think for me as an entrepreneur, having the right finances or having the right financial partners to support your dream, because this is a dream that you're having the right people to support your dream, even having the right group, the right employee to support your dream. So I think for me, finance and having the right people, I think for me that has been the biggest challenge. But I think over time, it's a learning curve. You learn, this does not work. If I'm to look for this does not work. This works. So I think for me that's the biggest of all.
Wow.
Finance and having the right people, having the right team.
So maybe somebody is watching. I know my director is saying we have a few minutes to end the show, but maybe a young lady or a young man is watching and they're like, finances. Okay, so how much do I need to start this business? Like approximately how much do I need? And they're like, I'm passionate about this thing. I need to do this. So like, how much? What is the approximate amount they need to start a serious tracking business?
I think from my experience, I'll not give a figure. I think the biggest that is key is the vision.
The vision.
Vision brings money.
Bro, hata si tuko na vision.
Vision brings money. Because if you have a vision, if you have money but you don't have a vision, even if you begin selling nyanya, the money will disappear.
Okay.
So I think for me, the most that is expensive thing is a vision.
Oh.
And learning how to make your vision to reality.
Okay.
I think for me that's key, not finances.
I will not ask further questions. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are here with Musyimi Jonathan, the CEO of Pivotcom, where we are with you every mile. This is about car tracking, vehicle tracking, car alarm, fleet management, and what have you. We are coming to the end of the show. I hope you've learned so much. But before we finish the show, I want to give Jonathan this one more chance just to look at this camera. This guy is all the way from Bungoma. It's called Wanyonyi. Where Wanyonyi is. He's ever smiling. I like it, by the way. I need to look at Wanyonyi's camera and just speak to that young man out there, that young lady out there, who's perhaps wondering which way. Which way? Just give them hope.
I believe once you're born, nobody made an application to be born. That is a fact that God predestined, got an agenda with you. And if God was able to help you to be born, help you to grow to this far, I think what I can say to every young person, even them that are old, life has opportunities. Maybe your time has not yet come, but that is not a reason to give up.
No.
I believe in faith, and I believe above all, God has a plan for us.
Wow.
Maybe sometimes we may not have discovered our plan that God has for us.
All right. Thank you so much. So if one wants to find Pivotcom, where do they find you? You're on Facebook. What's your number? What are the handles and what have you?
We are on Facebook. We are Pivotcom Limited. TikTok. We launched the other day. I discovered TikTok was more famous than Facebook. But anyway, Pivotcom Ltd. So our number is 0724609722. We're here to serve you.
Wow. They are here to serve you, and they're saying every mile with you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's been our time on Niko Works and Otas. Remember, this program comes to you every Friday on Elevate TV, where we are advancing kingdom lifestyle. And I cannot sign off without thanking our sponsor, Nexon Limited, your industrial laboratory partner. See you again next week, same channel, same time. That's been our time. God bless you. We are out. Wacha nikunywe kitu.
Karibu.